stream kind of ended up suddenly earlier, but that was actually because my phone was dying, and I didn't want it to die mid-sentence in a way that it could be seen as rude or anything, because that's never my intention. But I decided to draw the group who saved my life. My old friend Fen, she paid for all my treatments medically. Sorry. Basically, Fen and I, we were a lot of the time kind of like a chaotic duo, if you will. I mean, she was relatively shy around most people except me and family, considering the fact that we were raised in the same town. And she also was suffering from cancer in her heart. I didn't know that she was suffering with cancer, and so her passing was really abrupt for me. And the reason why I'm deciding to do this is because I realized a year ago today is when I lost her, so I want to pay my respects, I guess. But she was about a year younger than me. And I feel like I'm sorry, I feel like everyone deserves that kind of person in their life, someone who would go to those extents for them. She was genuinely such a sweetheart. She essentially, when we were growing up, she was diagnosed with cancer in her heart, and she was diagnosed with cancer in her heart when we were young, and she just said that she was diagnosed with a chronic illness. That's what she told me, and she actually helped her dad, who worked at the nearby hospital. We had like little contests on Discord when I used to be more active on Twitch, where we make art and then it'd be printed out and given to patients, specifically cancer patients, and I just thought she was just being really sweet. And if I look back on it, it was because she knew her time was going to be up, and I wanted to make this a special little drawing, which I started off camera because I honestly thought I was streaming, but I wasn't, so I was talking to nobody like an idiot. I didn't realize exactly a year ago today is when she lost the battle. She paid for one of my treatments personally. I suffered from an ED, and she paid so I could get the treatment I properly needed because I was struggling with recovering on my own. She helped me with surgeries that I really desperately needed medically, So I genuinely I saw her as like this amazing person who I could look up to. She even gave me like an email for one of my old Discord accounts, which I do not have access to anymore because she has since then passed away. She was a real sweetheart, I must say. She was there when nobody else was for me. Like, when I asked for help from people, nobody was there, and she was, and I adore her for that. She genuinely saved my life one time even, because someone actually once tried to kidnap me, and she was like, no, that's a kidnapper. But the thing is, both me and her dealt with disabilities together. For me personally, I have neuropathy, and something else I do not really want to go into as of now, but she had problems with her nerves, which made her twitch a lot, and also made her body sensitive, so she could feel pain very easily. And I knew this, and I would never touch her when this was happening. I really miss her. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I miss her. I look back on what she would do for me every day, and I know she'd be proud to see where I am now as a streamer, and because I always talk to her about, hey, I want to start streaming because I feel like, I don't know, it'd be pretty cool, and she always encouraged me. She was really sweet. She was basically the smarter of us two, and actually a lot of the time actually saved my life, because for some reason I really like getting in danger. I personally miss her a lot, and when I talked to people saying that she passed, nobody believed me, because I hardly ever talked about her, specifically due to her not wanting to be introduced to random people, because she was uncomfortable. That's what she told me, and I was like, I gotta respect her boundaries, because she respects mine. What's the whole point of her respecting mine if I don't respect hers? So, nobody really believed me when I said it was someone. And she was generally one of the best people who I've ever met. She was there even when family didn't want to be there for me. And I just wish she was still here, but there's nothing that I could do anymore, because she's already gone. But I decided to make it like a tradition where every year on October 10th, I will draw her or make something that represented her, because she was about my age. Her birthday was actually October 13th, so she was about to turn my age. She was about to turn 14 when she passed. I talked to her father, and he said he knew, but she specifically didn't want me to know, because then I'd be panicked and want to spend all my time with her, and she said that she'd feel like that I'm wasting my time on her, which she was simply the kind of person who feels like people waste their time on her when they want to hang out with her. She could be described as a people pleaser, I guess, but I adored her for that, because she was there for me when nobody else cared. She believed my truth when nobody listened. That's what I cared about. I cared about her. So when I heard the news, I attempted to end my life that night. I had to stay a few days in the hospital because I broke a rib from the knife. But basically, the reasoning for this is actually because I cannot handle high levels of traumatic stress. And my mind automatically goes to death because that's what I grew up around, considering almost everything I grew up adoring dies, like my pets, my family, so naturally my brain goes to that. That's not healthy, no, I'm not gonna claim that it is, and I don't suggest anyone else doing that. I suggest people talk to a professional. The problem is, I didn't have a therapist at the time. We were just talking. It felt like we were just talking the other day, just fine. Everything felt fine, and then suddenly she was gone. Like, I couldn't even say goodbye. I couldn't even be there for her last moments, because I didn't know, and I was visiting family, and when I got back, it felt miserable. It's miserable to lose someone so suddenly, especially when you care about them so much. I know there's people who are actually going to say that I'm bullshitting, but that's fine for me, actually, because I actually want to be more open on the internet. I want people to know that there's people who actually care existing on the internet, that it's not always people saying slurs, being insulting, and sure, I can be rude at times, I understand that, and I apologize, but that's honestly something that I've adopted from my surroundings, and I deeply apologize, but she did not deserve any of that, okay? She didn't deserve to lose her life that young. She never deserved to die that way. She deserved a chance at life. She didn't even get her dream job. She wasn't able to do anything that she wanted to do. There were so many sights she wanted to see. She wanted to travel. She always would tell me that she wanted to go to Paris and learn French and make music, but she never got to, because she's gone. And if he was miserable, honestly, every day I actually think about her. Sorry, I'm gonna take a breather. She honestly is a major reason why I'm actually still alive today. And one way that I can always just think of her, and it's just simply the fact that she is the reason I'm even still alive. Because we met in class. She was my only friend, in not middle school, like 7th grade, I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember, and it feels weird to forget something that feels so important, because it's a memory of someone who you can't make any more memories with. And you can't miss something until it becomes a memory. And I miss her a lot. She was there for me at my darkest moments in life, when I attempted a lot due to my inability to properly cope with things, since I don't have a proper therapist, and I didn't at the time. And the fact that she also encouraged me drawing, despite me being very insecure about it. She is actually a major part of the reason why I draw. Sure, I do it to express myself, but yes, but also because I can see her in my drawings. Like, I can feel that she would have wanted me to keep drawing, because she actually really liked my artwork. I mean, we always made art trades. We had a lot of collab drawings together. I can't really show them right now because they're on my tablet, but me and her, we would always have like both traditions, and one of them was to always make a drawing for each other on our birthdays. Yeah, of course. But I guess this is just to pay respects and to share her story, I guess, because she was a lovely basically, let me just say once I got a hold of a gun, a gun, and she actually stopped me from using it on myself, and I miss her, because I know what I could still technically do about the same time. I know there's people who rely on me, so. Ew. That's horrible. I'm so deeply sorry, and I hope that she gets proper help, because I think she may need some help. I guess what I'm generally trying to say is just how much I miss her with the stream, I guess, and I wanted to essentially bring this tradition to anyone who comes across the stream to in the future. Maybe participate in this as well to, I don't know, I truly don't know, but this is horrible. I just know that it mattered a lot to me, and I know that she'd be proud. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. I probably should not be relying on the internet on this to be comforting, but I genuinely just want to be able to pay respects in a way that works for me. Because I actually want to do this every year and properly remember her without feeling just a bunch of pain. Because I don't think someone should have to only feel pain when remembering what they lost. And sure, it hurts to know that she's gone, but I know that she's no longer in pain. That's what I care about. she was genuinely a kind soul. I have never seen a single instance where she was cruel, insulting, like being a jerk. Sure, sometimes she was self-centered, yes, but she wasn't a jerk. She wasn't evil. She wasn't rude. Sometimes she could be a bit annoying, but I mean, that shouldn't take away from what she was. A genuinely amazing person. A genuinely amazing... It was her. She was there for me at my darkest of moments. Okay. It's fine, don't worry about it. You're able to take as much time as you need. If you just want to leave stream, that's fine too, because you could always just find my channel. But I do miss her dearly. She actually gave me my first birthday present in the last, I believe, 5 or 6 years. Which was actually a Squishmallow that I used to sleep every night. And I know people will probably call me a child for, sleeping with a stuffed animal. But I am a child. So I don't get why it's illegal to use things like user gifts, because, it was gifted to me for a reason. She was the closest I could think of to being what I could describe as perfect. I wouldn't say she is perfect. No, she had her flaws. We've had our disagreements. We've even had arguments at times, but even then, none of them were serious. They were just light-hearted banters, and I missed them. This is probably going to be one of my most vulnerable moments, actually, and I apologize. I was originally going to make a video on this, but I decided nobody would watch that, so. And the only reason I actually make content is so my voice can be heard. So, with that in mind, I'm actually primarily just doing this, so other people can know what I go through. Because I know a lot of people always tell me that I do not know what they're going through, or I do not know pain, and be like, oh, you know when blank happens to you. Excuse you, what the fuck? Not only is that an extremely rude comment, but that's also implying that I have never experienced any negative things in my life, which cannot be farther from the truth. But I must say, the most negative thing that has ever happened to me was losing her. Because, she would be the kind of person to light up a room when it's dark. She would be the kind of person who would make dessert just because you got emotional over a sad movie. That's the kind of person she was, and I know that because I've known her since we were little. She was only a child. But she deserved another chance to live. And deserved better than what happened. She would always have this afro puff in her hair, like in a little bun, and she would have a headband. It would vary daily, but she got them from her dad when he was out of town on a trip to help people with his knowledge of medical. Hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. I just really, really wish that she was still here. It sucks that she's gone. It really does. I miss her so dearly. I actually do have photos of her and me together. I actually, have that as my tablet's wallpaper, but I don't really stream my tablet due to me being uncomfortable with doing so, and also my tablet not having Google services. But I do plan on making this a Google tradition on my channel where I pay respects to her every year. I am not one to believe in the afterlife, okay, but I would prefer to think that she could be out there somewhere in a way, just being proud of me, I guess. It's stupid, I know, but I really miss her, and I guess I just simply want her back, but that's not possible, and I know that. And she was generally such a sweetheart. She even remembered some little things about me, like, oh god. She used to always bring over some brownies that her father would make with her. But the thing is, she would always make them with peanut butter. She knew they were my favorite, and she bought them every time she came over for play dates, so she always brought a little something for me. Like, even when she was spending time with her family, I knew she thought of me. And I really miss that. I really do. I know the stream may not seem genuine, I guess, to some people, because they expect me to have my face cam on, crying, screaming, and I'm not the kind of person who starts screaming, crying, kicking their legs over this sort of thing. That's simply not me. I never really been the kind of person to throw a tantrum over this sort of thing, because I simply do not enjoy that. But I must say that sure, we have our disagreements. I'm not going to deny that we have had disagreements. We've had arguments, we've had banters. We sometimes even had yelling contests, but I still cared about her all the same, and she cared for me, and that's one of the best connections you could have with someone, where no matter how mad you get at each other, you could still care for each other in a genuine level at the end of the day, without anything genuinely changing. Even when we both reached our teen years, we still hung out a few times a month. Sometimes I would go over and babysit her little brother, considering we were neighbors at the time, but I've moved since then. And I would also visit her dad at the hospital sometimes, because one of my cousins would actually be frequent there. But aside from all that, I genuinely just should go gone. Okay. After all that of me keeping all that up, it feels like I just can't let go. I want to. I genuinely want to. But I just can't fully accept the fact that she's gone. I know it's healthier to move on, but at this point, it just helps me to, I guess, just play like this made-up narrative that she might be still alive. Even though I saw, I was literally at her funeral. She was actually, buried a few days before my birthday, which would have been like a few months after she passed away. The reason for that was simply because that's when they got the proper funds. I'm so sorry that I'm being emotional on stream again. I'm genuinely trying to keep together. I'm sorry. But she was actually my first IRL friend ever, and it hurts to see her gone and know that she's gone, even a full year after her passing. And I guess I would really love to talk about her and honor her more often, but a lot of the time when I do that, I'm always insulted and called discriminatory names, all because I want to cling onto the memories instead of pretending she never existed. And I just never been the kind of person who just wants to forget that someone exists, because that is something I find to be extremely cruel. And I feel like she would have deserved a lot better than this. The way she passed, the way everything happened, and she simply deserved better. I can't even comprehend how better she deserved. She deserved so much better than what happened. This was my feelings. Even at my absolute lowest, even when I genuinely didn't even want to be here anymore, which was multiple occasions, she was actually always here for me, and I respect her more than myself, honestly, for that, because that's something I could never stay around for, to watch over and over, to the point that it's probably got annoying, honestly, but I'm glad that she stuck around, because if she left, I wouldn't know what to do if I lost her that way. Like, I'm glad we never fell out, like, necessarily, like most friendships, but I don't know. I just know with the fact that I wish it was still around. I really do. Like, I miss the way that she would honestly, like, encourage me without like lying to my face. She would be like, oh yeah, your art's really good, but this thing would require a bit of work. And I was like, yeah, I could see that. And also other things, which, I'm sorry, it feels like a blur at this point. It feels blurry. Of what the memories I have of her right before her passing feel blurry. I don't know why. Like, it's not like they weren't worthy of remembering. I feel like I remembered them very well just a few minutes ago. Why am I forgetting them now? Why am I forgetting it, like, right now? That she had right next to this one. I remember sometimes she would play pretend, draw things on her face with her mom's eyeliner, and make up little stories about her moles, and I honestly just played along. She was honestly a really sweet girl.